This is an update on my friend Scott's 2020 GT350 engine, which failed after only 300 miles of ownership. Watch this video if you want to know what to do if your engine fails, things to look for with your GT350 engine, what to expect from Ford and Ford's RAV, what to do if you get your engine replaced, and some other valuable information from GT350 or any Mustang owners. All right, Radar Cars family, we are back with our friend Scott, who lost his GT350 engine, his 2020 GT350 engine after only 300 miles. This is an update video. So Scott, just give us a quick recap of what the car is you bought and all that good stuff. Just give us a quick reminder. It's been like over a month now.
Well, as we did in our previous video, after 2 weeks of ownership, the engine basically went on my 2020 GT350. I took it to the dealership and they told me they had to replace the engine. I said, fine, you know, it is what it is. Please replace it.
And you bought it brand new, no miles.
Well, it had 22.
Yeah, 22 miles, so basically brand new. And then at 300 miles, engine blew. All right, so I'm just reading the letter here about what's wrong with the engine for you guys. The dealer said that the engine dropped an intake valve, and that hit the piston and the spark plug. So basically that's what happened to the engine. Yes. It dropped an intake valve that hit the piston and the spark plug. And then they came back and said, I can only assume that when the valve keeper fell off the valve, that's why the valve dropped. And it looks like they're just waiting for Ford to get back to you said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so Scott's gonna check and see if you can find out what Ford said happened to make all this stuff happen, this chain reaction, so to speak, and we'll let you guys know. Either way, the engine is destroyed.
Yes, and they said it was of no fault of mine.
Yeah.
So as of 2 weeks ago today, they received the engine, according to the Ford representative, not the dealership.
Okay. Wait, first of all, this started 7 weeks ago, right? So you've been out of car for 7 weeks.
Correct.
Okay, so 5 weeks went by. Now they get the engine 2 weeks ago, and now what's the current status?
Nothing, but the last report I had was that they were working on an F-150, and as soon as they were done with that, they were going to work on mine. But before they could diagnose and break down the engine to see what happened, there was another vehicle in the bay. So that vehicle, what's happening is my vehicle keeps getting trumped for other vehicles.
Right.
It seems to be the pattern. And I don't understand why.
I'm willing to bet none of those other cars are $60,000 cars either.
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
I guarantee it. So
you think you'd have a little bit more priority for them?
Well, that's what I was hoping, and it's not been a priority at all, and it's been very disappointing.
All right. So, and as a reminder for last time, there's obviously no mods. He wasn't redlining it. He was babying the car because it was the break-in period. No tracking, no launches, none of that. It just. How fast were you going when it blew?
I would say about 65, 70.
So on the highway?
Yep.
And were you like accelerating or just driving normally?
I was in gear. I'd come out of the toll. I went through my gears. Yep. I was in fourth gear, I believe, and cruised along on 65, 70. Yep. And the engine light came on, and then the battery light came on. And I had just enough power to get it over to the shoulder, which was on the right side. Yep. Of the Garden State Parkway here in New Jersey. And then the problems began because I couldn't get Ford roadside, $200 out of my pocket. I can't get the $200 back because I don't have a repair order yet because it's not repaired.
How has the communication been from the dealer and also from Ford customer service?
From the dealer, the last email I received, well, they don't return phone calls. They just do emails, it seems. The last email I received was on July 23rd, telling me that they were going to make my first payment, possibly my second payment. I emailed them today, Friday morning. I have not yet heard back from them.
You asked them to make the payments, right?
I did, yes. And they they didn't seem to have a problem with it. But the last email I received from them was July 23rd. I emailed them today, no response yet. I'm hearing from the Ford representative, Ford corporate, about once a week, just to tell me that he hasn't heard from them and this and that. So I told him the other day, I want to go for the buyback program. And he goes, well, we can open up the case again for you. And I'm thinking, well, it's already fallen under the New Jersey lemon law of 30 days or more. So there really shouldn't be much of a case. And he said he'll get in touch with me next week. So mind you, I also called Ford requesting to speak to another representative to complain that I still don't have my vehicle back. and they had the same representative call me back, and the same representative won't give me a name or a number to speak to someone else to try and get some kind of acceleration on this. He won't do it.
Been there, done that. Those guys are horrible. Ford, if you're listening, RAV needs to be reimagined. Okay, you got to scrap it, start all over again. We are $60,000, $67,000, $70,000 customers. Most companies, like let's call out Amazon for their great customer service, they would never do this to us.
Never.
$67,000 I paid for my car, and I had to negotiate with RAV. They treated me like garbage until I slapped them around, basically. And I hate to say that because we have to manage our tempers. I got this extended warranty, but it took me fighting to get it. I went through exactly what you're going through. They don't return calls. They call you once per day. If you call back, they say, nope, that's it for the day, just one call. So I've been there. You got to have endurance. But I will say that they replaced my engine within 2 weeks. So my dealer got it done. It sounds like it might be a dealer thing, like a service center thing. I don't know if they're over capacity. Let's talk about the lemon law. So I have down here that in New Jersey, if you have passed 20 cumulative calendar days out of service, then you have succeeded in passing the lemon law requirements. You have got 7 weeks, so that's 49 days. You're double the lemon law, over double the lemon law. So what are you thinking? Are you thinking of lemon lawing it? Are you gonna keep the car if they put the engine in? What are you thinking? Well,
thanks to you discussing the lemon law with me the other day, I didn't know this, but the state of New Jersey actually has a lemon law division. It's an actual department. Yeah. And let me tell you something, Brian. The guy, any question I have, I email the guy, he gets right back to me. Anyway, so him and I had a long conversation the other day via email. Yep. And he told me for my vehicle to qualify for the lemon law, I have to send Ford a certified letter asking them, giving them one last chance to repair the vehicle. And if 10 days after the sending of that letter, if they do not repair it, then I have to apply for the lemon law, like applying for a job.
Which costs money.
I think so, yes.
Yep.
So I got to do that application. Then I send that into the state of New Jersey, and then they take it from there. So I'm giving them the 10 days. I don't see them repairing it in 10 days.
Yep.
So it looks like I'm going to be trying for the lemon law.
I am sure that Ford does not want to go to court. That's going to cost them money. They're going to get back to you. RAV is going to be motivated. Did you tell them you're trying to lemon law it? Did you tell them you sent the notice?
No, I did not. I haven't had the chance. Right. Actually, the other day when I spoke to the Ford rep, I was like, I want to work towards the buyback program. He's like, okay, we'll get the buyback going. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, thank you for being part of the Ford family. Gone.
Yep.
You know. Let me throw this in too. I didn't speak to you about this earlier. I also sent a very long email to the owner of the dealership. And I thought I had made some headway because he said he didn't know about it. And basically now he's just regurgitating what the service department is doing and basically nothing. So they're letting it sit. That's my conclusion.
That surprised me. 7 weeks. You buy a brand new GT350, it sits for 7 weeks. That is insane. Okay, so I don't think you're going to have to go through the buyback. And guys, for the subscribers, if any of you guys have any experience, or any of you are like attorneys or people who work at attorneys' offices, if you have any advice for us, please share. Because I think we are well beyond the tolerance level of what a $60,000 customer should be. So I think that once you tell RAV that you've gone ahead and given this notice, they're probably going to be a little bit more responsive. So here's what I would do for you. I get the buyback. That's one option. The other option is you get the new engine. You need to get your car payments done. Make sure that the car payments are done at least 2. You're paying insurance for this car, by the way. That needs to be reimbursed. But I would ask for any other expenses you have related to this car. Definitely insurance payments, definitely car payments. And you got to get this warranty. You got to get 100,000 mile warranty, 7 years, whatever it is. You got to squeeze these guys to get that warranty. And that'll give you the peace of mind because you're not going to be modding the car anyway, right?
No.
You'll be keeping it?
Yeah, well, if I can get it back, you know.
Yeah.
Another thing that concerns me, and I know I mentioned this to you the other day by email, is that even if I get it back, I'm going to be afraid to drive it. Because if it's taken them this long to do something like this, how do I know they're going to do it right? No less am I going to get another defective engine.
Right.
You know, I'm concerned. I mean, I'm willing to give it a shot, but I got to get it back first.
Here's my thoughts on that. Especially if you get like the extended warranty, I would say drive the hell out of it. I would say maybe you got an engine that has some sort of upgrades on it. And maybe you got an engine that has an issue that they did not send a service advisory out for, and they fixed it. So there might be a benefit of that. Plus, if you get the extended warranty, you can drive the hell out of the car. Track it, do what you got to do. Floor it, redline it, not redline, but 8250, on a daily basis, like this car's meant to be. Some of these cars are solid. My GT350, I never had the oil engine problem. I only had a very minor leak in the coolant, which turned out to be a defect in the engine block. And then they gave me a whole new Predator Source Technology engine in mine. So I've got a 2019 engine. I'm actually glad I went through that. Because on top of that new engine, I have now the extended warranty. For me, my car's worth more now. Because if a true car guy's not going to care if the engine number matches the VIN or not. They're going to say, oh, this car has the upgraded engine and he's got a 7-year warranty on it. That might be more attractive, but you're going to have to fight for that stuff.
Okay.
So those are your two options. If you get the buyback, what are you thinking in terms of another car? Are you going to stick with Ford? You're going to go for like a C8? What are you thinking?
The C8 crossed my mind again this week. I just don't know. I don't know. It doesn't excite me. But then I was thinking maybe I'll go back to a GT. And I was like, yeah, but I really love the GT350. For the time I had it, I really enjoyed it. It really is a special car, and it was just I can't even find an adjective to describe it, Brian. It was just such a unique experience.
Oh, I know, brother. I've been there. I don't know if you saw my last video, but I actually compared the GT to the GT350. So if any of you guys didn't see that, make sure you check it out. Because I share my perspective of someone who has had the pleasure of owning both vehicles. They both have their pluses. I mean, I would be super happy with either one. The GT's got your 401A package with a digital display and the ambient lighting. It's a gorgeous thing. It's got a little bit more grunt on the low end. You break the engine, it costs you $5,000 to fix. GT350 costs you $30,000 if you break this engine. That's crippling to me.
Then I was thinking maybe I'll try to save a little money, maybe try a 2019. They're still trying to unload them. Then I'm thinking they're sitting on the sales floor for a year. Everything's drying up. It's not going to be in perfect condition. They're not going to check it before I drive it off the lot.
The other thing is, like, even if it is a 19, most of these dealers have markup. They still have markup. So even if it's a 19, you get that. You got a steal on yours. I will tell you that one. You got a steal.
I did very well. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. Because when I was sitting there at the dealer that day, when I bought it, I was like, I can't keep shopping around. This has been the best deal out of the 4 that I've been given. And I better strike now while the iron is hot.
Yep. The other thing is this car's
striking out.
I know. I can't believe it. Oh, God, I feel so bad for you.
Go ahead.
I can empathize. But the other thing is, this is the last model year of the GT350, right? Until they make like an S550 version in the future. That's probably not even, that's 5 years from now, probably. So that's another thing you want to keep in your mind too, that this is the last model year, which kind of increases the value or the desire to keep it, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Then it even crossed my mind, take it, if I do the buyback, get the money back, sock it away and just save up and then maybe do a Mach 1. But the Mach 1, the markup on it's going to be 10, 15, 20,000 like they did with the Bullet. And which is insane because the Bullet isn't worth 20,000 over sticker. And I know the Mach 1's not going to be. Great cars, amazing cars, but they're not worth 20,000 over sticker. I'm sorry. You're
going to be paying more for that than a GT350.
Yeah.
For a car that is less of a performance. Close, but less.
Correct.
Yeah. Now the other thing is, so this is a recommendation for those of you who may have engines blown. Make sure you do have them pay for your rental car because that's a serious motivator for them to get the car back in working order for you. They have to pay $1,000 for your rentals over time, and they told me that. They said we're paying for this car. That's going to motivate these guys to get it fixed. So I recommend doing that. Now, Scott, you have not done that, but if they keep dilly-dallying, if I were you, I'd go back to them and say, look, give me your rental car. So here's what I'm hoping for our final, hopefully final meeting on this for the Rated R Cars community. I'm hoping that we can find out exactly what went wrong so people know what to look for in their GT350s. So see if you can get that confirmation from them.
I will, definitely.
Yeah, and then obviously update us on what happened. And I know you and I are going to talk about it before the video, but what the buyback options were and all that kind of good stuff. So we'll bring that back to the Radar Cars family hopefully soon. I hope you get this resolved soon, man. Like I said, I feel for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yep. So anything else you wanted to cover?
I do want to say one thing though. The last video, the viewership had a lot of really positive and encouraging comments, and I want to thank them for that, and thank them for watching your channel and being interested in my situation. I really mean that. These car people out there, they were really, there was so much positive feedback that Yeah, I was just blown away. I'm very, very. It just made me feel good, even though it's a bad situation. So,
the Radar Cars family is good people.
Yep.
Good.
Absolutely.
All right, guys, it would be helpful if you would leave us some comments and advice down below. As usual, I enjoy the dialogue with you guys. Best wishes for you, Scott. Hope everything works out for you. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right, guys, always remember the motto. Always be kind of the necessary, and we'll see you in the next one.